Okay, this is my first review in my new house because I recently moved house, so I've got a whole new room, new display area, and I'm going to be starting off by reviewing this guy. This is the new War for Cybertron Kingdom Voyager class Cyclonus. Now he's a nice figure with light piping in the eyes, through the little orange port on the back of the head, so if you get a torch you can have very bright eyes. The articulation is absolutely brilliant everywhere. Now the one thing I did notice, which is actually pretty cool, is the chest panel here is moulded plastic, but the two side bits are actually painted to match, whereas the actual chest is unpainted. So they've actually managed to match their own colours spot on. And you can probably see the light piping there on the eyes as I move my thumb over it. Now, mine has a few issues, unfortunately, because if I bend the knee, it actually moves the transformation hinge instead, because the knees are on double joints for transformation, one joint being the knee joint, the other joint being used for transforming him. Now, unfortunately, the wrong joint moves when you try and bend the knee on mine. So I'll transform him and I will show off the ship form, which is stunning. So you start off by just pulling the wings out and rotating the bottom of the arms. Now you want to open the hand or the forearm so you can fold the hands away by just rotating them and closing them down again, like so. That way you get the thrusters out. Now it is a bit more tricky on one arm than the other because it actually locks on one of the arms for mine for some reason. But I don't think they're meant to lock. I think they're actually meant to be loose so that anyone can actually open them. So now you've done that, you want to bring out the wings on the double hinge, because there's actually a little bar here. You can fold out the extra wing panel, and you just snap them up into place, and tab them into the port on the side of the lower arm. You do it for both sides. There we go. Right. So that is literally the wings done now for the ship form. And this is where the transformation gets pretty cool, because everything folds away. So you open up the back of the leg, bring out the panel, make sure the foot is actually flat instead of ankle tilted, because you push that up and in, bring down the panel, snap that down into place, that forms the back of the ship. Do that on both sides. Now what you can do is you can tab the legs together to form the back of the ship now, or you can leave them apart and collapse them up onto the double hinge and then attach them. I find it easier to leave them apart and do each leg separately, because fighting both hinges in together is tricky. So now what you want to do is you separate the shoulders like so, and now you want to rotate down on a twist hinge type peg, so you can now access the chest plate, because you want to open, which I'm not going to be able to do now because I've missed a step. Now you can open the front and back of the chest, and you just rotate forwards like so, which brings out this little section. This tiny little section is actually the entire nose cone of the ship, and I love the transformation of this because it unfolds. You then get the little piece inside, pull that out, collapse that down, then you can, actually I should have opened that first. So untab that. Now open that to reveal a little grey piece, and I can't get it. So I'm going to have to... That's almost got it. Got it. Right, which brings out the nose cone. Now you can just tab everything down with the head between these two bars. Just close that back up, but make sure it's all aligned. Like so. So that is the entire front of the ship. Now I can rotate this around, which is the cockpit, so it's now facing the right way. And now I want to get these bits up on the double hinge so that they are out of the way, so I can get to work on these legs, because they just push up like so on a double hinge. Oh, there we go. That one's the issue. That one's not going for anything. Oh, there we go. And it's easier if you hinge them down slightly before you tab them, because you need to get into a little tab port here and two little pegs here. So you need them to actually align, because they are what keeps it together, basically. Now you can bring down the double hinge, rotate the arms backwards, and they just tab into the sides of the legs. Now, what I didn't realise when I first got it was mine has an issue in ship form. I don't know if you can see this, but here there's hardly any panel gap here, but this side you have a massive panel gap here. But other than that, it's a very clean transformation. The ship mode is G1 cartoon and movie accurate, especially when you work out where the flight stand connector is. You can actually have it posed. Now the paint and detailing is immaculate. The paint is actually pretty tough. I haven't chipped any paint yet. And he also comes with a gun here, which has a blast effect port on the end. Now you can tab that into the top of the ship form, which is what the instructions say to do. But personally, I have it tabbed under a wing, like so. So if you get another one, you can have a matching one on the other side. So that is Cyclonus. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is the landing gear. Now Hasbro actually gave everyone landing gear for Cyclonus, so when you put it down it doesn't have to lay on the paintwork and you don't risk damaging it, which is a nice little feature. Now he's got 4 5mm holes on the back for blast effects for the thrusters, and that is Cyclonus done. So thanks for watching, and I will do another one sometime. I think it'll probably be another Kingdom figure, most likely Black Arachnia. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. See ya!